This Sports Spotlight is brought to you by Capital One Saver Card, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports. Did you know that the Women's Lacrosse League, the WLL, will play its inaugural season this summer? The league's 4 teams will play in an 8-game regular season beginning mid-May and ending with the championship game in Philadelphia in August. Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores with the Saver Card from Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Welcome back to Inside the Oval. I'm Kai Benetti, the Denise DeBartolo York Fellow, and your host for today's episode. The goal is to spotlight the incredible work our interns are doing and highlight the many paths that bring people into the sports industry. I'm very excited to introduce digital marketing intern Ines Diaz and digital content coordinator Mason Elephant, who was in Ines's role last year. I think this will be a really interesting episode because we will gain insight into the internship as well as what the transition can look like when you turn that experience into a full-time path. Ines, Mason, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. We're excited to be here.
To start things off, can you tell me a little bit about the digital marketing department and give me a brief overview of your roles?
Go ahead, Ines.
Okay. So digital is basically email, SMS, and the mobile app for the 49ers. It's a very small team, so it's Mason, our manager, Derek, and then me, the intern. But within digital, we also have editorial, which includes the website and our team reporter, Bree. So our direct team is very small, but digital includes app, SMS, email, and I guess website as well.
Yep. So if you're walking into the stadium and scanning your tickets, you're using the app. That's what we're doing. We're designing it, making it look good, managing all the content that goes on there, and then all the push notifications. And then on top of that, we're doing all the email marketing, like Ines said, and some SMS as well. Very
interesting. And I think that both of you had a very interesting and unique career paths before joining the Niners. So I want to jump right in with that. Ines, you originally are from Spain and moved to California to attend college at Loyola Marymount University. Can you share the story and decision-making process that led you to move here and start here?
Yeah, I actually moved here when I was 14 years old. I moved with my family. We all moved here with my mom's job, and we were just going to stay here for 3 years, learn English, and then go back to Spain. But after 3 years, we loved it. We fell in love with California, and we just decided to stay longer. I was so sure I was going to go back to college to Spain, but I also fell in love with California, and I ended up applying to some schools over here. I visited LMU, and I loved it, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to LMU.
Yeah. And what was that transition process like, moving to the U.S. and just like kind of acclimating to the culture here?
Yeah, it was definitely very hard, especially because I feel like I moved at a difficult age. I came freshman year of high school. The year had already started, so adjusting was just like difficult. But I made some really good friends in high school that helped me, and I mean, I'm here now, so
yeah, and you decided to stay, so
yeah.
And Mason, you attended Cal Poly and were a track and field athlete, which is unbiasedly the best sport. I was also a track athlete. Can you tell me about your experience ultimately deciding to attend college as a student athlete?
Yeah, I guess without going too in depth on like the recruiting and everything,
which is a lot.
I definitely knew out of high school I wanted to do track, whether it was D3, D2, or D1. I didn't know. And Cal Poly was actually the only college I applied to where I didn't have an offer right off the bat to join the team. So I got in on my own merit with academics and reached out to the coach, got on the team as a walk-on before the season started. I was super lucky that they just brought me on. And yeah, it was great. Definitely like instilled the camaraderie as being an athlete, you know how it is. And yeah, like just instilled that passion of sports, I feel like. So from there, I knew like I love being involved in sports. I was involved with our athletic department at Cal Poly, and so I knew I wanted to stay in that even after college. If I wasn't going to be doing that in my professional career, so that's what influenced that decision. And it was a great time. Love Cal Poly.
Yeah, I was the same way. It was like, if I couldn't be an athlete for my entire life, like how can I stay in this environment? So working in sports is really one of the only answers.
Yeah, and everyone says like when you're an athlete, like they always say like all these values will carry with you in your professional career. And in the moment, I didn't really believe it, truthfully. But now being in it, I can feel like you bring that same sense of passion to your job and
Time management, which is a huge part of it.
Totally. And that work ethic, and that really takes you a long way in the professional sense as well.
Yeah. And I feel like your department is a pretty niche area within the marketing department, as you kind of touched on. And I'm interested to learn about your internship experiences in college that helped you discover your interest in digital marketing. And can you tell me about your experiences working at LMU and your internship with Frenetic?
Yeah, so I graduated college in 3 years, and my first year was COVID, so I really only had like 2 years on campus, which is funny. But I feel like I spent a lot of my time in college trying to just do it quickly and like take extra classes, and so I didn't really like take the time to find an internship while I was at school, but I did work on campus in the events and operations department, which was really, really fun. And so when I graduated, I was like, just wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I was struggling to figure that out, and I ended up I was very lucky to find this internship with a tech startup. I worked there for like 8 to 9 months, and I learned a lot, especially working at a startup. I feel like it's a great place to like start your career. And after that, I still, again, was like, I don't know what I want to do, but tech wasn't necessarily my thing. I had a different experience than Mason because I never considered sports as a career. I've always been interested in sports. I played volleyball, I played tennis, but I just never thought I could turn into a career. And so when I was trying to figure that out, I like started hearing about people that worked in sports and how much they loved it. And that's when I heard about the program at USF. And so I started attending these like networking events in the Bay Area where I got to meet people. I met some alumni from USF, and they all had really good, like great things to say about the program. So I was like, okay, maybe this is what I will do.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Mason, I want to focus first on your internships during college. And I feel like you interned in a lot of different areas, overlap with tech as well. So can you tell me about your favorite roles and what you learned from them?
Yeah, so like you said, I was kind of just trying to get experience in any sector of marketing that I could, just to figure out what I liked. So it started off with a social media part-time job for an organization at Cal Poly called the Cybersecurity Institute. And really that was just like laying the groundwork on like marketing and like combining graphic design with some kind of marketing experience. And that was a big focus for me as a marketing major and graphic communications minor. That was my end goal in my professional career, was combining like that creative marketing side with some graphic design passion of mine. So that laid the groundwork for me, and I tried working really hard on like networking and landing like a summer internship after that, which brought me to digital marketing at DocuSign. And that was also a really great experience for about 3 months, doing like paid media, social media, copywriting. There's a whole lot in there. So those two experiences I credit a lot to where I am now, just like getting like a base level understanding of different areas of marketing. And that was kind of my goal coming out of college, is to be as well-rounded as possible. And then that brought me to my next internship following college, and here where I am today.
Yeah. Let's talk about your post-grad internships. And as you also worked as at the Joint Chiropractor as a wellness coordinator, and then started your master's, like you talked about, at USF. And Mason, you graduated and spent a year working for the Walt Disney Company as a digital marketing intern. What were those experiences like, and how did they lead you to the 49ers as your next step?
Yeah, after I was done with the internship with the startup, I was like just really trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. So my job at the Joint was kind of like a temporary thing. I worked part-time and helped out with like their social media and just like any daily tasks that they had. And so that was really fun. I think something that I like really liked about my path to here is that I got to try a lot of different things in a lot of different places. And I think that's good going into like any kind of job. And then I stopped working there when I found out that I got this internship. And that was also around the same time that I started my master's. So, yeah.
And so a week after graduating my undergrad, just immediately packed up my things, moved to LA, and started the internship at Disney. Yeah, it's exciting. And so, like I was talking about with DocuSign and the Cybersecurity Institute, I think that kind of laid the groundwork of like understanding marketing as a whole. And then, I was lucky enough to get accepted to this internship at Disney, where it was very, very hyper focused on email marketing specifically. And so I think there's like two sides of marketing. You could be a generalist, or you could be a specialist in a very specific aspect of marketing. And so that kind of taught me two different ways to be a marketer. And so, yeah, I learned really valuable skills in email marketing, became a specialist in that sense. And yeah, it was a really great experience. I loved the people at Disney and the job there as well. We were working on the studio, like super cool experience. And yeah, so learned a lot about email marketing, and I feel like that gave me the groundwork to apply here for the 49ers and get me in the door here for the digital marketing internship. So automatically applying for that, I had like a higher floor of email marketing skills, which I think helped me get into the door. And coming from Disney, obviously, like there's a lot of, they're a highly touted marketing company, of course. So coming here with some of those ideas, I feel like right off the bat, I could bring some good experience to the company. So becoming a specialist in email marketing got me into the 49ers, and then I've just been working really hard to perfect that here while also learning all these new skills like app, SMS was all brand new, website. So really, I think the story has been like just opening to learning new skills, and that can just open so much doors for you.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting that you guys both kind of have this path that was kind of a combination of trying different things and really figuring out what you liked. And I think some people think like, oh, I have to apply to this internship program right after I graduate college. But both of you, that wasn't the case. But it was clearly very advantageous because you kind of came with these different perspectives. And like you were saying, like you already had that email experience. You're coming with this like real applicable experience that you use in your current role. So I'm interested to know like what specifically did your internship or your application process look like to this internship program?
Yeah, I wouldn't say like I don't want to say like I had this email marketing experience and like you have that expectation coming in as an intern. Like a lot of it you learn on the fly. Like I said, like the app, SMS, that was all brand new to me. When I was at Disney, I had no email marketing experience, so that was all brand new. So when you're applying and going through the job application, I think it's really just finding whatever pieces of experience do apply and kind of aligning that with your personal experience. Like I never really worked a marketing job in sports per se, but I did ticket scanning for the earthquakes in college. I was on the track team. So there's some sports alignment there. And then you use that experience to, in combination with whatever marketing applicable experience you have, and you can create a story there. Like I was really passionate about using this email marketing experience and applying it to this sports world that I was involved in outside of my career. And I feel like that kind of resonates really well with the people here at this company.
That makes sense.
I also had a little bit of email experience when I was working at the startup, but I think what I emphasized the most around my application was the fact that I was like curious about learning other things, and I was like excited to work on the app and SMS that I had never done before, and a lot of my questions were about that. So, I think you don't need to have specific sports experience. I think you just need to learn how to apply what you've done to what you want to do at your new role.
Are there any specific hard skills that you think were very important to the application to this job? Yeah,
I mean, it is a interesting marketing niche that we work in because it is highly technical. Email marketing, you there's always the HTML aspect, but that's a hard skill, but you can pick it up pretty easily. And if we have like a really good mentorship structure here, I feel like. So I don't know, Ines, you can speak on like how quickly it came to you, but
Mason answered about like 100 of my questions every day in the first couple of months I was here.
Yeah, that's how it goes. But yeah, I would say HTML is a really important hard skill. I don't know. I think marketing is really a soft skill heavy thing. And I don't know, it might be a cop-out answer, but that's my take.
Yeah, no, I agree.
What do you think are the most important soft skills?
Well, as our department of email app SMS, we work with all departments in the company. We service all the departments, partnerships, membership services. We work with BSA and design to get what we need. we do event marketing, ticketing. So I think the most important thing in our field is understanding the people we're working with on a personal level, how they operate, and from there you can learn how to communicate in an efficient manner. Because if you're just like asking people like to do this for you or whatnot without really understanding how they operate, you can encounter some hurdles. So I think I try really hard to like make that personal connection so that we can work together efficiently.
Yeah. No, communication is something that I've definitely learned here, especially getting to know a lot of different teams. And I think that's probably like the most important thing for our team specifically.
Yeah, and one soft skill I was not prepared for before coming into sports, not unprepared, but like that took me by surprise, is just being ready to like go on at all times. Like you got to be ready to pivot or go out with something on the fly. That was something that I had not experienced before. Like someone gets injured, you got to repurpose the story making of the following game, or we get a new trade. Like you just got to be ready to make that story happen and market it well.
I think that sometimes it can be hard, especially on Zoom, to kind of like showcase those skills, like whether it be communication or adaptability. So what advice would you have to applicants who are maybe interviewing over Zoom and want to like demonstrate that they have those skills? What did you guys do to stand out in that way?
For me, I always tried to like talk about my, like you said, like the hard skills, work experience that I have, and saying like, oh, me changing this process increased our click-through rate by X%. But then, like you said, it is hard to show like tangible evidence of your soft skills. So for me, I always try to talk about like what I changed in our process. And, it's hard to like pull specific metrics from that. Obviously, it's not really a measurable thing, but I'm like, I learned that these people communicate in this way. Like if I'm at Disney and I need a list of 1 million people that like Marvel, you need to learn how to communicate with our BSA department to pull that kind of audience. So I don't know. I was just working really hard on like improving our processes. And if you have some tangibles, like this is like our spreadsheet that we use to fill it out and organize our weekly schedule, like that alone is like something tangible, and you can talk about in your soft skills.
Yeah, I think some things are really hard to measure, but if you're making good connections throughout your interview about like things you've done, you haven't done, or you want to do, like I think that's what's important.
Yeah, that makes sense. Being very authentic. Okay, now I want to know more about your roles with the 49ers. It's a tough question, but walk me through what a possible day in the life could look like.
You got it?
Yeah. Our days can look different, but I think there's some structure to it in the sense that like we'll have some like emails to go through. Maybe we'll meet with like the member services team and see what they need with partnerships and see what they need. We'll also set up like push notifications. We have like some in the morning, some in the afternoon. So sometimes we get those prepped like ahead of time, write the copy, set them up in the platform that we use.
And how many push notifications per day would you say you're sending out?
We could go from like 4 up to like 6 or 8, but we are very intentional with who's receiving what and what audiences are getting which push notifications. So we're not blowing you guys up, but we're trying to be as intentional as possible to make sure everyone gets content that they're most interested in. Yeah,
we'll have like cool content and like fun things that we're pushing out, but at the same time, like if there's a presser where Kyle Shanahan is talking or there's a roster move, like those are things that we sent like pretty immediately. So those will be like added things. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you covered it all. On the day-to-day, it could change pretty quickly, but yeah, on the day-to-day, that's pretty much what we're rocking with. Is just pumping out campaigns for our company and making sure it's all just exciting, and working with BSA to make sure that all the right people are getting the content that they need, and working with design that because it's a very design heavy marketing channel, so we do a lot of that as well.
Yeah, I think something cool about our department is that we have stuff that's like very technical, like you were saying, like the HTML for emails and those kinds of things. But at the same time, we get to work on really like creative things, like building out pages in the app. That's something that I wasn't expecting to do coming here, but I've been able to learn, and it's been really fun. And then I think also game days, when we have a game like at home, can look different than when we have a game away. And you can speak a little bit more on that because you do a lot of like the emails for people coming to the game. But yeah.
Yes. So if we're in season versus out of season, of course the day-to-day changes a lot. If we're leading up to a home game, our day-to-day changes too, and our volume just goes up. I feel like because we're just trying to make sure that all of the communications for ticket holders is sent out. So we'll increase the volume on push to ticket holders. I'll work on emails. So if it's like we have 3 know before you go emails leading up to a game. And that's a key email that we send every week. We're working with all the departments, like event operations, partnerships, to make sure like everything that they need is on there, making sure that the ticket holders see all the information that they need. Like, a key part for these last few games of the season was getting people in the doors early, because they were both primetime games, really high stakes against really good teams. And so we had to kind of reorganize what our game day emails were looking like, to make sure like that was the forefront, is like get here early, be loud, and we have some giveaways to give you. So I think that pretty much covers it. And like you said, we'll do some app building as well, just to keep the app fresh every week.
Yeah, and how important is fan data to your processes? And can you tell me a little bit more about the way in which you work with the business strategy and analytics team?
Yes, very, very important. I think of all the like we've touched on, every marketing channel, I think we work with BSA the closest, because email is actually our like largest revenue driving channel of all, and so because of that, we try to be as intentional as possible to send out whatever emails we can, but making sure it goes to the relevant people and whoever is applicable. And so who we go to get that is with BSA. They'll pull the lists based on whatever parameters that we set for them. And it's kind of like a game. Like, who do I think is going to be interested in this Bears like single game ticket email? So that aspect's really fun. And and then also, on the app, there's like dynamic modules. Like if they're a season ticket holder, they want to see this graphic. If not, we want to show them this graphic. Like that's also working with BSA.
It's all very targeted.
All targeted. That's the key, really. And they're great. We love our BSA team. One exciting project that we did on SMS actually with BSA was we had a data connection with the NFL on their fantasy football leagues. And so I was working with Max Kahn on pulling all the lists. Like we could literally see who's drafted in the NFL fantasy football league, who drafted Brock Purdy. And let's say he has his 5 touchdown game against the Bears. We'll send them an SMS following the game saying like, hopefully this helped you out. He watched the highlights. Mm-hmm. Or if someone's hurt, like we have their data, we can send them an SMS saying, they're out this game. Make sure you sit them. So they give us like the technical aspect of it, but also we can do some really fun stuff like that SMS example.
Interesting. And Mason, what have been the biggest differences between your role as an intern and your current role as a coordinator?
I think on the day-to-day, not a lot has changed. I've tried really hard to step into more of a leadership role, and like we touched on, like the soft skills. I'm trying to expand out from my direct role as well to just continue growing as a marketing person as a whole. So like Ines and I have both been trying really hard to get into the website a little bit more and help out there where we can. I don't know. I think on the day-to-day, really not a lot has changed. I'm just trying to reorganize my thinking to become more big picture. So a lot of it has become less like push on this day, and really like mapping out push throughout the whole season. What kind of automations can we bring in as a new thing? Like we've introduced automated scoring based on an NFL integration. So if the 49ers score, Ines and I aren't in the press box like doing it manually. We can now just have it automatically go out. And so I think as you start moving up into more senior roles, that's kind of more of the responsibility you take on is like organization and then big picture, long-term marketing strategy. And that's kind of what I've been, trying to get into.
And after your internship ended, what was the process like for getting hired into the full-time role?
I was very lucky in what situation I was in, I think. We had a person on our team who left, and that had left some headcount on the team. And so I tried really hard to just like kind of step into that role while also fulfilling my internship role. So it was just taking on extra workload and taking it all in stride. And so I don't know, I think it was right place, right time, but also I tried really hard to like build those connections and do my job really well. And so, the internship ended and I got the offer and it was an automatic yes.
It's amazing. Ines, what has it been like balancing your internship with your graduate degree program, which you're still enrolled in?
Yes, it's a lot, but in a good way. I think I'm a person that likes staying busy and it makes me be more productive for some reason. Something that we do in our job a lot is like juggle like the schedule for emails, push, SMS. Like we want to make sure the people that are receiving it is like people that should be receiving it and they're not receiving too much. So I think managing my time with school and work has also helped me be better at managing schedules like that. So I love that a lot of the things that we learn in the class apply to here, and then a lot of the things that I learned here can be taken back to the class in the same way. So I think even though it's a lot of time and a lot of work, it's definitely worth to do both at the same time, and it's a cool learning experience.
What have been your favorite classes in your graduate program that you think are the most applicable to your work here?
I don't know. I haven't really taken anything that's like applicable to what we do specifically. I think it's so
more of like a
niche,
broad understanding of the industry.
Yes, and I think the program does really well at helping you like learn how to connect with people and how to network, and that's also something that's really emphasized here. Like people, like they really want you to reach out to people in other departments and get to know what they do, like just things that you're interested in that you might not be doing in your current role. So because I do that with my school and because we work with so many departments, I think that that's something that I've been really able to take advantage of while I've been here.
It's amazing. If you could pick the coolest project that you've gotten to work on so far, what would it be?
A personal favorite of mine, I don't know if I have an absolute favorite, but one of my favorites is our Rivalries reveal earlier this year. So we, as you might know, we had our jerseys for the Rivalries campaign where 8 teams in the NFL had their own special jerseys with Nike. And we were in charge of rolling out the reveal of the jersey. And it was a long process. Like we hinted at the jersey all the way in May for the schedule release.
That's
and
crazy.
Then and then from there, like just building hype over month, leading up to this. And then when it came time, I think it was like September or August, when it came time for the actual reveal, just going all out on this. We woke up early that day, changed the app from top to bottom to match the jersey, to make it black and match the branding. Like our design team went all out with the branding as well, and it looks amazing. It was just like really cool initiative. Everyone was so passionate because it's just like such a fun thing. We have a brand new jersey and the jersey looks great. That was super awesome. And I think really the purpose of that, like repurposing our app and like making sure all the emails were matching the branding and all of that, I think it was just about matching the occasion and the magnitude of this. That's kind of been the story of our marketing department. I feel like every tentpole event, we're going all out to match the magnitude of the event. It went really well. I think our jersey ended up being like the top selling Rivalries jersey of the league. So It was a huge success.
Yeah. I came in like July, so I came in like halfway through the Rivalries process, and it was just really cool to see that come out and like all the work that goes behind a campaign like that. But if I had to pick one project, I guess I would do Trivia Tuesday. I think it's so fun. Every week we have a home game. We do Trivia Tuesday on the Tuesday before the game, and we do 10 different questions, and they're all about like maybe the team we're playing, like history with the 49ers, stats, and it's just really fun to come up with all the questions and then like set up the push, the SMS, and like all the promotional stuff. So yeah, that's something that it's been kind of like my main project, and it's been really cool to develop that throughout the season.
Wow, and it makes it really fun for the fans to just engage and get hyped up for the game.
Mm-hmm.
And you speak fluently in English and Spanish. Can you tell listeners a little bit about how you help our digital Spanish channels?
Yeah, coming in here, that was something that it was kind of my goal to bring in somehow to the organization. Is like I want to be able to use my skills in Spanish because I think it's so important, and a lot of our fans speak Spanish. So some of the ways that I've worked with international is, well, we have our newsletter, which we send a recap and a preview every time we have a game, before and after the game. We used to just send one email to all of our subscribers, but we've branched out and now we do 3 different emails, one for our UK database, one for our Mexico subscribers, and then one for like our normal subscribers here in the US. So that's been really cool. We send kind of the same content, but we adapted to the countries that we're like sending this to and like what they would want to like see, the content in Spanish for Mexico fans. So just a lot of like things like that. Like we've also done push notifications in Spanish, which has been really cool. We have this campaign called International Fans where we reach out to people who are coming to the games every time, like every week, and then people, like our international team finds them at the stadium and then they record videos with them and they're like, why are you here? We're like, how far did you travel? And it's just so cool to see the stories of all the fans that come here.
Wow. And one extremely important, I guess, announcement that you guys are a part of, or I guess execute, is the schedule release for each year. So can you tell me about what went into it and the process and your results after the announcement?
Yes. So on our front, it was a huge lift, and once again, like matching the magnitude of the event. Like schedule release has become like a pop culture phenomenon. I feel like in the NFL, like you're always topping the other teams. So I mean, for our team, it's highly focused on ticketing. So we're sending very, very targeted emails to as many applicable segments as we can. And we're working with BSA to target those people, but also getting the tracking links that are for each channel. Because it's very important to us that we're able to attribute this amount of revenue to each channel, so we know like what is worth what juice is worth the squeeze, where to continue putting our efforts in. So yeah, huge lift on email. We'll do multiple segments, multiple days of emails, like announcing that, and then from there we set up like single game emails. We have these triggers based on like your web view, like what if you click on a certain game on our app, our website, like we'll send you this email as a result. Again, like targeting on SMS push to go out with that. What else? I think that's it, but like it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun.
Sounds like it.
And I mean, everyone's on board in the marketing department, so
all hands on deck.
Yeah, and then we kind of, we update the app obviously with the schedule, and putting all of the exciting content that we work on for schedule release too, because it's not just ticketing. There's also like the content piece as well.
Mm-hmm. And how has your work been influenced by the Super Bowl and FIFA coming to the Bay this year?
Oh yeah, I mean that is super exciting too. There's a lot of exciting stuff happening.
Which is
I know.
crazy to say.
I know, it really doesn't feel like that at all. It is kind of surreal. Like if you had told me in high school that we would be helping out with the marketing of the Super Bowl and World Cup, I wouldn't really believe you. So yeah, we're very excited and grateful to be part of that. We're working with Bay Area Host Committee, the NFL, FIFA, obviously, for all of those events. And yeah, I mean, we're just really, again, servicing those companies on whatever ticketing needs they need on email, putting the placements in the app to bring attention to it as much as possible. Like one exciting thing that we did with FIFA was when the final draw was announced and what games were coming to Levi Stadium, we did the schedule release email there. And so, yeah, it's just like really cool meetings to sit in on, really cool people to work with. And yeah, it's coming up. It doesn't feel real.
Let's get ready.
Yeah, I mean, we're incredibly lucky to be here in the first place, but the fact that the Super Bowl is coming at the same time as like we're interns here is just crazy.
Yeah, it's so lucky.
Yeah, and even though our season could be done anytime now, it actually isn't because we have the Super Bowl coming here and we still have a lot of work to do and we get to work with really cool people like Mason said, so it's just all very exciting.
And if the 49ers do end up making it to the Super Bowl, would that make your role even, I'm assuming, even busier in terms of all of the announcements?
Yeah, let's hope.
Yeah, let's
when
hope.
When it happens.
When it happens.
Yeah, we would be doing all 49ers marketing for the game itself, which, yeah, we could touch on as like our game day duties, but we would be doing that on top of marketing for the Super Bowl itself as well.
Wow. And I'm interested to know what your planning and marketing strategy sessions look like. So how do you stay on top of new trends and target marketing campaigns to the right demographics of people?
I think one focus that I brought in when I first got here was that like targeting aspect and making sure like we're being very intentional. And so one thing that I learned from my previous job was like just gathering data on what people are engaging with. And then retargeting from there. So that's been a huge, I think, strategic component for us is like on every campaign, if you're engaging with it, we're storing that on the back end and retargeting you for anything in the future that is comparable in that sense. And I think the results have been speaking for themselves. Like people, the metrics and engagement has been going up as a result of that to make sure that like people are staying in the loop and getting what they are interested in.
And do you guys have like large scale planning meetings with like the entire marketing team to kind of go over your strategy for this? Or is it also kind of just focusing within your smaller department?
Yeah, we do. We have both. We have like meetings with all of our department where they go over like the content that we're putting out every week, things that are new, things that are like just pretty like weekly by now. And I think that helps our team know what's going on outside and how we can use that to like put on our platforms. Like if, for example, we have 49er Way coming out on Wednesday, then we know to make a push notification about it. And then we also have like specific meetings with specific departments that we work with, like on Mondays we meet with BSA and we meet with like the membership services team just to make sure that like we have everything we need for them and from them, like from BSA. And then we have our own meetings where we talk within like the digital, maybe editorial as well, and we make sure that like everything we're doing is on schedule and good.
Yeah, one thing I really admire about our marketing department is even though we all work in such different areas, we all work as a team. And so like Ines said, we have our weekly meetings with like marketing as a whole where we have us on digital, we have social, photography, video, like everything that's channels oriented. We're all collabing on that where anyone can spitball an idea for a marketing campaign on any channel. And it's all just like an open dialogue. And yeah, we're all just super collaborative, working as a team. Like this is going out this day and which channels can we apply this to?
Yeah. And I think also people, like communication's been emphasized this season throughout like the whole department. And if I'm like working on a lot of international things, for example, I've been like joining their international meetings just to know what's going on and what they're doing and what we could maybe provide for them. So I think it's really cool just how much people communicate with each other.
I guess I didn't realize how often you guys communicated not only within the marketing department, but across the entire organization. And with BSA being like one of the highly communicated departments, are there any other departments that you are working with a lot? And how do those meetings or how does that relationship work?
Yeah, we're constantly working with design and collaborating with them too. As you can imagine, one of the things I love about our job is that it is the combination of that technical data side, which I enjoy and it's interesting to me, and then also combining design into that. And so, which I have a personal passion for. So I'm very lucky that we get to work closely with both departments. Like one example with design is that every year we do like a season recap of the 49ers, similar to like what you can imagine for Spotify Wrapped. And so that's like exactly what I was saying, where we combine BSA is gathering that data on all of these ticket holders to get personalized data to show you like this is what games you saw. And then from there, we're working with design to make it look as great as possible and show this data that they work so hard to pull, to show it in a way that resonates with our audience.
Yeah, a lot of our projects just wouldn't be possible without the work of like design and BSA and everything. So it's cool to be the ones like kind of putting that all together.
Yeah. Okay, now it is time for a lightning round. Are you ready?
Okay. I always wanted to do a lightning round.
Well, now you can. Favorite Harvest Hall meal?
Grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Anything with steak.
Best Bay Area restaurant?
That's hard.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
La Vix, maybe? That's a classic.
Never been there. I don't have one, but I like Elena's.
I'm forgetting one, but it's okay.
Best day trip in the Bay Area?
Santa Cruz.
Does Carmel count? Is it
Yeah,
too
yeah,
far?
you can do like
Okay, Carmel.
Also a day in the city.
yeah. A day in the city is amazing. What are you doing on a day off?
Going to the city.
Go on a hike, work out, hang out with friends.
Who is winning the game this weekend?
We are.
Let me think about that.
Obviously. Favorite place to watch a playoff game?
Oh, I love.
Levi's?
Wait, sorry, say that again.
At Levi's Stadium.
At Levi's.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that answer. I was gonna say, like, as a fan, I love the sports page. I don't know if you guys have been in.
Haven't been.
Mountain View. That's a really exciting place to watch a game. It's a good bar.
Favorite memory with the Niners?
I would say the Bears game was a really, really good memory. Craziest game I've ever seen in person.
Me too.
I got to go down to LA to see the Thursday night football game win in overtime.
No
and
way.
That was like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Best moment.
Yeah.
So incredible.
I would also, I know this is a lightning round and I'm breaking the rules, but I would say also that just the moment that we clinched playoffs. That was a first for me, coming from like last season. So that was a really good memory as well.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm going to add something too. Sorry.
Yeah, keep going.
Training camp. I think that was like the first time that we were really here and got to like see the team, the practice facilities, everything. And that was like a crazy moment of like, okay, we're here. Like,
Yeah,
it's
we are
happening.
Yeah, that moment, I think it's not talked about that often, but like the oh my god, how did we get here moment?
Yeah.
That was surreal. And they let us watch a day of training camp and like just enjoy it. It was really amazing. Okay, what has the internship community meant to you during your time here?
I mean, I just was not expecting to make the friends that I've made. I think community is big, like not just in our internship class, but the whole organization. And so to come here and get to know so many cool people and get to become such good friends with them has just been like amazing.
Yeah, I think it's credit to our HR department too for creating like every year a bigger and bigger intern class, and that makes it so special as well. Last year, I mean, we had a great bond last year as well. Like we had a Yosemite trip that we all went on for a weekend, and I still keep in contact with all of them. And we were lucky enough to get like so many interns to stay for this year. But yeah, I think like you were saying, just building that community means so much, and it's just great being a part of a group where like everybody shares that same passion of like wanting to be here. Everyone loves the football. Everyone loves the team. And so like right off the bat, you have like something to relate with everybody.
Yeah. And even though we might not directly work with every single like other intern here, we still have a lot of like Q&A sessions. We have just like shadowings and events that we go to together. And so we still get to spend time together and feel like we're like an intern class and get to know each other. So it's very fun.
Yeah, and I think that when we do have the opportunity to like kind of in one-off situations like work together, it's really cool to see how easily we can facilitate knowledge between departments just because we're such close friends outside of, the organization and outside of the job. So it's been really cool whenever, I even working with Cassie on this project. It's like, who knew we'd be doing this podcast? But
Totally.
Yeah, it's just been really cool to like see how we can all connect within the organization. Okay, last question that we always ask on the podcast. What is one other duties as assigned moment that you've had here at the 49ers?
Well, you asked about the schedule release question, and I took it as like how it applies to our team. But I was also lucky enough to be in part of the schedule release. Randomly was just walking down the hall in the office and our videos studios team were like, hey, Mason, do you want to be in the schedule release video? And of course, instant yes. So we went to the equipment room to film this awesome video. You guys should go check it out. And spent a whole day filming this video and looked amazing in the after, in the post. I had no idea. Like, I was just there. I didn't have any acting experience, but we rolled with it, and they're so talented that they can make even me look like a good actor.
And now you're famous.
And now, yeah, I guess I'm famous. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what it's at now. It's well over 1 million views on Instagram. We had like multiple news outlets talking about it and ranking us amongst the best NFL schedule release videos. And yeah, so that was definitely outside
it's all because of your acting skills.
I guess so. That's another duty as assigned for sure, and a really cool one.
Yeah, I've had a few moments like that too. We together were actresses in our meme video.
Yes.
That was really fun. We got to model for the Nike Rivalries like collection, which was also just like such a cool experience. But I think the biggest one that I've done was I got to go home in November, and it was around the same time that the NFL was playing a game in Madrid. And knowing that I was going to be there, I reached out to an international team, and I was like, I'm going to be at home at the same time. Like, I would love to, like capture content if we can, like meet fans, like how can I help? And we ended up getting a group of like over 50 49ers fans that were going to the game, and it wasn't even the 49ers playing, and they were still there in their jerseys, and they showed up, and they were so excited to like take a video, take a picture, and then we went to a bar later and watched the game. They were playing the Cardinals, and it was just like such a fun and cool experience. Like being from Madrid, growing up like 10 minutes away from the stadium where the NFL was playing was like just so crazy, and to be here and to be able to experience that and like bring that to the organization as well was like, yeah, just so fun.
Full circle moment.
Full circle.
Okay, Ness, Mason, thank you both so much for joining me today on Inside the Oval and for sharing more about your background and experiences here at the Niners. And to everyone listening, thank you for tuning in. You can catch more episodes of Inside the Oval on SiriusXM, 49ers.com, or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Kai Benetti, and this has been Inside the Oval. Thank you for listening.
This Sports Spotlight is brought to you by Capital One Venture X Card, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports. Did you know that as of March of 2026, swimming great Katie Ledecky not only owns the world record in the 1,500-meter freestyle, she owns the top 12 times ever and 24 of the top 25 fastest times ever. With Venture X, enjoy easy-to-use premium benefits like a $300 annual Capital One travel credit. Plus, you can earn unlimited double miles on every purchase. Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.